Hello, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the final video of 2021, that being my top 15 figures of the year. Now, something to get in before we begin the actual list. This list will consist of most of the figures that came out this year, but there will be figures that came out in past years like 2017, 2018, just so I can add some figures that need to be on this list. That being said, let's dig right in. Okay, so coming at the very bottom of our list is a figure that is gonna cause a lot of controversy, but let me explain myself before you come at the pitchfork and torches. But yes, number 15 is the Earthrise Kingdom Glass RC. Now hold on, don't count me yet. Let me explain myself. Now, obviously, this is a very controversial figure, and it's one that a lot of people hate. Like a lot of people hate this figure. But I don't get it, honestly. I don't see what people hate about this figure. Yes, it has a big backpack. It's movable. It's skinny. Yes, it is a shell former. Okay, so what? I don't mind that. Okay, it's light. She's supposed to be a very dainty character in the show. I don't see the problem with this figure. It's also very G1 accurate. So this is definitely something that I'm sure I'm alone on, but yes, Earthrise Kingdom RC is number 15 on this list. Please do not unsub. Moving on. And coming at number 14 is the Studio Series Bumble movie Thrust. Now, this figure is not perfect. It's not perfect at all, but it is definitely a great figure to have in the collection. The sheer parts count figure is absolutely amazing. You get so much for this $30 you're spending, and it's absolutely worth it. Look at the figure. It's like most of these B-movie designs is a perfect blend of live action, like Michael Bay stuff, I'm just gonna call it that, and its G1 counterpart. Now, again, because its sauce should be red, but it's green, I don't care about that. I'm fine with it. And the vehicle mode, it's amazing. I know it should be very skinny, but I am actually kind of a fan of the bulky texture mode. So yes, this figure is absolutely fantastic. Not perfect. Tolerances, not great, but it's something I think you should get, and I'm more than looking forward to seeing what next year has for these Bumblebee figures. Moving on. So coming in spot number 13 is the Kingdom Inferno. Now, I'm sure you all know this figure shows a mode with the Earthrise grapple, and if these two are exact opposites, I don't know what is. Grapple, he looks boring. This figure looks fantastic with the bright reds and the bits of gray popping out to break up the color scheme. The grapple figure, it feels bad and it's brittle. This guy is built like a brick. It's meant to take a bomb. The grapple, you get what I'm saying here, guys. You get what I'm saying. It is better than a grapple figure in every way. That being said, this mold still is not perfect. The articulation figure, it's pretty great, you know, especially these feet. The feet, okay, blast figures. The feet are amazing. You can get all the energy out of them. But in terms of tolerances, you know, this head likes to pop up a lot. It's not very tight ratchet joint. Transformation, it's very, it's nothing, frankly. It's just nothing. Kind of just move the arms down, fold the legs back, and you're done. And then fire truck mode, while being fine, it's not really an actual fire truck. And I might be nitpicking, but that's why Kingdom Inferno comes in at number 13. But he's still a fantastic figure that I would absolutely recommend a pickup. And coming at number 12 is the Siege Voyager class Springer. Now, again, this figure is not made this year technically, but he has to include on this list. I got him this year, and he's just. But the bot mode is fantastic. I don't know what to tell you guys. The bot mode is absolutely amazing. It has almost flawless articulation. Shoulders are a bit clunky, which can have articulation every now and then, but it's nothing horrible. Comes with all the accessories he needs. He is a triple changer, and he's only a Voyager class figure. Only paying $30 for this guy. So, on surface level, it's a great deal. But the transformation on this figure, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, but it's just awful. the transformation it's so unfun to do. It's definitely more of a chore than anything like go to take this guy out transform him. But overall, it's not a horrible experience. So that's why this video claims 12 spots on my list. And plopping into 11th place is the Kingdom of Voyager class Optimus Primal. Now, I was about to buy the masterpiece Optimus Primal, but then this figure was announced, and I thought, you know what? Let me wait and see if it's good. And I'm so glad it was, because this is basically a mini version of that masterpiece figure. Both modes are pretty fantastic, I would say. 8 mode, it's lacking some areas, especially in terms of articulation, but it's an 8 mode. What do you expect? Transformation, it's quick, it's easy, it's simple, and the figure in bot mode, it looks fantastic, almost a spitting image from its show model. Of course, like the fur textures are different, but that's how it's supposed to be. Some flaws with the figure. Paint chipping is a big issue. These thighs, I have moved them. Come on, focus around. Come on, focus. There we go. Paint chipping, see, I have some paint chipping on my thighs, which is a common issue with the figure, so it's not fantastic. And I don't know if it's just, come on, focus, camera. There we go. I don't know if it's me, but I am a bit bothered how much black is here. I know it's the accurate show model, but if we got some more red and some more white right here, that would be great. And obviously, the chest gap, it's very ugly, but overall, it's still a great figure. And if you have to choose between this and Masterpiece, I'd say go this one. It's much cheaper, and you're getting basically the same thing. But that's why Zero claims spot number 11 in my video. And coming in at 10th place, I said 10th place is the APC's 02 Attack Prime. Now, if you watch my review of this thing, you know that I love this thing to death and back. I think that it is flawless, that it is near masterpiece grade, it is almost perfect, but I am unfortunately blinded by nostalgia. In reality, yeah, it's a great figure, especially for being 12 years old, but it is still a very flawed figure. The articulation, while still being good, is definitely a bit limited. The paint on this thing is pulling chipping, unfortunately, which is, it's not great. Tolerances are all over the place. None of them's bad, it's just being assistant. And transformation, it can be very hectic sometimes, like tight some of these joints are. So again, it's not awful, and to my eyes, it will always be near flawless, but objectively, it has to go in 10th place. Coming in at 9th place is Studio Series Voyager Class A6 Wreck-Gar. Now, this is a great figure, guys. I'm just gonna be honest. This is just a straight up great figure. The posing on this thing is absolutely amazing. He just fell. Posing is absolutely amazing. He has so many joints, including an ab crunch, which, get more of these, please. So, sword wiggling wrist. Plenty of bend on most joints except for the knee, which is a bit limited, but hey, I'm not really bothered by that. This figure articulation is amazing. So also look at this thing. It's definitely very accurate to its 86 movie counterpart. Now, probably asking me now, okay, why is it so low then? That's because the tolerance on this thing is, it's not great. Tolerances are kind of bad. This bicep swivel comes right off. The ab crunch, really loose. The leg, really loose. These arm joints are really tight. This ratchet on his leg, too tight, especially how loose his bicep swivel is. So yeah, it's a great figure with 2 great modes, but ultimately tolerances just bring it down to where, yes, still on this list, but it isn't. How just happened? To our still on this list, but is fortunately in the lower half. Okay, I would cut this, but my channel it's not the most uniform thing, so I'm listening as a blooper. Okay, moving on. It was number 9 place where I got a good figure with bad tolerances. Okay, moving on, guys. And coming at number 8 is the Kingdom of Voyager Class Cyclonus, and this figure, it's a masterpiece, guys. I don't know what you want me to say. It's just plain simple, a mini masterpiece. That being said, all masterpieces have their flaws. This thing is definitely not perfect. One of my major gripes is that the elbow only bends 90 degrees. These knees have become pretty loose over time. The backpack, while being very clean, is a bit Actually, no, my that's fine. But the hollow wings is a bit bothersome to me. Ultimately, yeah, I'm kind of nitpicking, but for the reason these flaws did grab my eye. And since it's on my personal list, that's why Cyclones unfortunately comes in at number 8. But still, this is just a fantastic thing. I think if you bought him, you would be very pleased with him. Let's move on. And cracking in right smack dab in the middle of our list, well, at least in the middle, you can get 15, is the Kingdom Commander class Optimus Prime. Now, this figure, it's absolutely fantastic. It is a true mini masterpiece. The bot mode is truly amazing. It has all articulation using fully articulated fingers. It looks very faithful to the character. It feels pretty good. While being some parts from that clear plastic, I'm not worried about it breaking. Now, if you say, whoa, if it's so good, why is it in the middle of the list? Yeah, this is why. This is why it's in the middle. So obviously, this figure's main controversy with everyone is that it is a Voyager class figure made at the Commander class price point to accommodate this trailer and all the figure's other accessories. And while I don't hate myself for paying that Commander class price point, I of course would have preferred to pay more of a Leader class price for a essentially Voyager class figure with a bunch of stuff that I probably won't use too often. Again, it opens up your choice really on if you're willing to pay that kind of price. If you are, then you're gonna be getting a fantastic figure. But if you don't, I can't blame you for not paying for this thing. But that's why this figure comes in at SmackDown, at least SmackDown. We can get with 15 in the middle of our list. Let's move on. And coming at number 6 is the Kingdom Galatron. Now, if you're an OG fan of mine, you know that my opinions of this figure prior to release were, not exactly positive. I thought it was too bloated, too big in some areas, too small in others, off proportions, too much kit, but bad color scheme, horrible clear cannon. But actually having him in person, and oh boy, if I couldn't have been more wrong. This figure, it's actually fantastic. Yeah, it's not perfect, but it is a very good leader. First off, it just feels amazing. Plastic, while not being, well, you'll see next up, while not being that feel kind of great, it's still great plastic, and it feels nice and hefty. Like, it has a decent weight to it, especially in this chest section. It has a nice, decent, solid feel to it, and that just elevates the figure so much, in my opinion. The look of this figure, while being somewhat accurate to the movie, the movie takes a bit of a departure with the color scheme, and I couldn't like it more, honestly. It looks really great. Just based on the figure, it's not fantastic, but it gets the job done. And the ult mode, again, it's not amazing, but with these figures, this character's ult mode, what can you really do? And yeah, I can see the kibble is a bit much, especially with these treads, but overall, I'm not too bothered by it. That is why Kingdom Galatron is taking a 6th place in my list. And breaking into the top 5, Siege Prime claims 5th place. And yes, he did not technically come out 2021, but I got him for Christmas, and I had to put him on this list. He is just truly amazing. He is the best chug scale Optimus Prime gotten in years. Better than the Power Prime's version, certainly better than the Earthrise version. He is just almost perfect chug figure. Yeah, the backpack is a bit much, and the forearm cable can be a bit annoying sometimes, but if you really are bothered by it that much, you can take it off. And I'm not bothered by it at all. I'm not letting that pull this thing down with my legging. It looks fantastic. And it feels good too. The plastic on this figure, it's hand candy. It feels amazing to handle. And the transformation, probably one of my favorites out of the last 3 years. It's fun, it's simple, it's easy, it's intuitive, and you're left with a really cool looking style, like kind of cyberpunk style truck mode. And I'm what I'm gonna say, guys, it's Siege Prime. You've heard this thing's praised to heck and back from other people. I'm just saying what you already know. This thing is absolutely amazing. Let's move on. And just edging his way into 1st place, we have the Studio Series Leader Class Grimlock. And what can I say about him that I haven't said already? This figure, for a chug Grimlock, is absolutely perfection. Yeah, sure, I can nitpick that his visor, what do you want to call it, is a bit too dark shade of blue. I can nitpick that he's a bit hollow. in the arms. I could say that he didn't come with the sword. I could say that the dino head hanging out the vehicle, not vehicle, the dino head hanging out the back is annoying, but those are all nitpicks at best. This thing is a true masterpiece at chug scale, and more importantly, it is a return to my god, it is a return to form for what Leaders used to be. It's big, it's bulky, it's chunky, the plastic feels good, and oh, everything about this figure, it just screams amazing. I would absolutely recommend getting this figure, and that's why it takes the fourth spot. Oh my gosh, I can't speak today. The fourth spot on my list. Alright guys, we're cracking into the top 3. The bronze medal goes to the Transform Element Optimus Prime. Now, if you saw my most recent review of this figure, you know that I absolutely love him. Of course, he is definitely not flawless. Articulation is a bit limited from Masterpiece to Optimus Prime. And transformation, oh boy, transformation is a nightmare to go through sometimes. But ultimately, we're left with a truly fantastic figure that looks almost amazingly spot on the G1 in both of its modes. Comes with all the accessories that it needs to, and just overall is an incredible experience to go through for a toy. Now, like I said, this figure is not perfect at all, but I would highly recommend getting it, and that's why it takes the number 3 spot in my list. Okay, everyone's come up, we need grown-up spice. The Definition Space Crimson Wings Starscream. Now, this is a masterpiece, just no doubt. It's just straight up masterpiece. It is, in my opinion at least, the best MP style G1 Starscream we are ever gonna get. This thing is almost flawless. It looks like the cartoon model so much. The kibble is like, look at that. It's non-existent. If you really want to count these, fine, but it's literally non-existent. It poses fantastically, has a nice ab crunch, and I don't want to drop it, but okay, I'm sorry, but I mean seriously, this is so nice to see on a Starscream figure. It allows for so many more poses. Nice die cast on the feet, on the back, the nose, on the arms, instead of the shoulders like it should be. Just, oh my gosh, this figure is just 9 out of 10. Would absolutely recommend you go out and buy this thing. So that's why it takes place on 2, but unfortunately for him, there was just one figure that beats this. Now if you're saying, oh, this thing is perfect, how could it be beaten? Well, you have to find out. Number 1. Spot number 1 goes to Alrighty folks, so claiming first place and just barely edging out Starscream is the Mastermind Questions Optimus. Now guys, this was a very hard fought race for first place, and I'm honest, Starscream was very close to beating this guy out. They're both the jump good same things. They're both very articulated. They both look fantastic. Although to be fair, Starscream has a better jump mode. Articulation is both amazing. They both feel fantastic, like good materials. But the one area that this figure wins is the scale at which it does what it does at. Guys, this is not masterpiece scale. This is simply a scale of chug. So comparison, here he is with the Series Grimlock. So he is not masterpiece scale, and yet he is still the most articulated figure of all time for Transformers. He also transforms, and both modes look fantastic. So that is why he claims the spot of number 1 in my list of the top 15 figures of 2021. Alright folks, so yeah, that was my top 15 figures of 2021. Now, in retrospective, this year was not good for Transformers. Definitely had a lot of quality control issues, and definitely a lot of issues with marketing and things like that. But in reality, this is actually a pretty dang good year for Transformers, I mean, we have masterpieces in the form of mainline releases like Siege Prime, and King Cyclonus. We have the true return to form to older class figures like with SS Grimlock, and we have near masterpiece, almost flawless third-party stuff just like with Definition Space and MMC Perspectives. And in reality, I think this year was pretty dang good for Transformers. But that is all just my opinion. I would love to hear yours in the comments. What do you think of this list? Think it was good? Think it's accurate? Think I should play some figures over others? Let me know in the comment section below. That being said, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much for sticking with me through this whole year. And I will see you all in 2022. I wish you all the best, and bye.